Oh, it's so silly. It's so silly, I love it. Oh dear. Look at us. Look at us go. Alright, we gotta go and go to Summerford Farms. Back out the Zephyr Gate. No, that's not the Zephyr Gate. Isn't it? Like, seriously, that was my first thought as well. I'm just a gnome in disguise. It's the red that does it, I reckon. It's definitely the red that just brings it up to that level. And also, like, the big Wellington boots that lads generally have also does not help. Like, there's a lot of these hats, and I've had them on many different races, and they all look ridiculous, but this actually looks the least ridiculous. Oh, I have Adel now. Adel needs to go down here, you're a buff. Or debuff, but, you know, same deal to me. Yeah, we're definitely gonna make it to level 10 after this one quest. I swear to God. Are we as big as a Mandragora? Are you kidding me? We're so leadable! What the fuck? I'm as big as a Mandragora! We all look like we should be in, like, Friends. Everyone is a giant to me, except Mandragora and my own carbuncle, like... Fucking damn it. This is a whole different perspective for me. I can't. I can't wait till I have to do, like, content with other people, and I'm just gonna lose where my character is, because I'm not gonna know where I am among everyone else. Ah, you must be the adventurer Bedaron promised to send along. Shalado Halado, wasn't it? You honored his word, so that's a good start. I'm Stalwin, the old bastard, as Bedaron likely described me, but this here is my humble orchard. A good number of the lads and lasses working here terrorize the high seas, and if you're wondering why I employ these scrags, well, they used to crew my pirate ship. But the calamity did for our ship like it did so many others, and I was sore wounded into the bargain. I had to feed myself and my crew somehow, and Admiral Whirlbug initiative to get us landlocked buccaneers work in the field seemed too fine an offer to refuse. Well, it turns out you can take the pirate away from the sea, but you can't take the sea away from the pirate. A lot of my blokes just never took to tending the soil, you see. And unfortunately, the botanists I called in to train them have been wringing their hands in black despair. With so much work piling up, I need a tougher soul like you to step in and help where it's needed. That we shall do. Alrighty. Are they even better than what I have? Are they? Let's see. Yes, yes they are, because they give stats. We're gonna see if we got better boots or not. This is gonna be interesting. Oh, even better. We're improving. I'm gonna have to make a portrait and everything in this terrible hat. It will be great. Dressed to call. Stalewin, owner of Summerford Farms, wishes to inspect your equipment and thereby gauge your readiness for the task he has in. I have a mind to set you a task, Halado, but before I do, I need to be sure you're properly kitted out. Pirates don't care to parley with dandies, you understand. It might well be that the ones here have traded in their cutlasses for quarters, but they're still rogues at heart. I know a solid set of gear when I see it. Come back when you think you're more suitably equipped. I'm equipped my head, body, hands, feet of at least 5. I think I got all that. Do I have all that? Yeah, oh, as long as you're this well covered, I won't feel any guilt throwing you to the sharks. Erstwhile buccaneers here are an ornery lot. They rage in love for the sea and care little for the laws. But they respect strength, and by the looks of you, I'd say you'll have little trouble getting there. Perfect. Is it better than what I have, or is it the same? It is the same, so we're gonna take them. Perfect. Ah, Halado. That aura of confidence tells me you've not been idle since last we met. I totally have. I've just been standing in front of you the entire time. Don't mind me. I hope I've read you all right. Well, I have a task that requires the attention of a capable adventurer. Might that adventurer be you? Yes. Maybe. Probably. Ideally. Good to hear. Then I shall lay it before you the sorry tale. You will have heard rumors of the abductions. Aye, citizens have been disappearing from every corner of Limsa, as if plucked from the face of Heidelin, boots and all, by an unseen hand. And what's this got to do with Summerford Farms, you might ask? Well, that remains to be seen. But it seems a collection of right unsavory fellows with azure tattooed faces has been creeping up to the edges of the field and spying on my yeomen. Now, I doubt anyone would enjoy being scrutinized by such savages at the best of times, but the farm hands are convinced that they're the kidnappers of rumor, come for their hides. Needless to say, they're beside themselves with worry, and they work Sevrin for it. Which is the very last thing I need when my old crewmen are still getting used to their new jobs. It's a struggle to get them to leave the farmhouse of a moment. That is, as they say, where you come in. Would you be willing to investigate these tattooed thugs for me? Good lad. The sooner we get to the bottom of this, the sooner this place will start to resemble a working farm again. I suggest you begin by having a look around Seasong Grotto. If reports are to be believed, our unwelcome visitors have occupied the place. Be careful though, Halado. I couldn't say for sure what manner of miscreants we're dealing with here, but they are the kidnappers. Well, just be on your guard, alright? Alrighty. Where's my chocobo? This is gonna be my complaint every fucking time I have to walk anywhere for the longest of times. We're still only into like level 5 of the actual MSQ. We're a long ways off. do I need? I need to borrow some that I know and have them come here and just like drive me around. Where are the miscreants? Oh wait, that's right, they're underneath the thingy. Here we are. Oh, yep, there we go. There's my level 10. We've got even more shit for me to deal with. Jesus Christ. Oh wait, I have an ether flow gauge as well as the transcute? Okay, I'm confused now. Oh boy, I need to figure this out. Well, sleep can just be off my bar. Fuck sleep. That is flow gauge cost. That's there. It will be fine. We're gonna put it there because that's where I have it on my scholar. I have my ether charge BQ. That works. Alright. Half of this is me just gonna be organizing where everything fucking is. I swear. I'll work it out. Yep, let me inside the instance. Let's do it. Let's kill these bad guys. Then we'll go grab our level 10 job quest. I forgot that it's everything.
I am the winds that guide. I am the evening stars. I am the morning sky. I am born of the sea, and there shall I die. Thus
oh, look who it be! It's the culture conjurer. I don't know who this bitch is. Not at all. She's not important whatsoever.
Such words well describe the manner in which the citizens of Limsa Lominsa live their lives. It is both a litany against
I'm genuinely sad for you.
And a prayer that the souls of those who perish on land might find their way back to the sea.
You're just in time for your Stola if that helps at all. Like baby your Stola, but still.
I thought myself on the trail of the kidnappers, but it would seem I have missed my mark. Or perhaps not.
The good old days when your Stola used to be a conjurer and do white magic and not black magic.
The disturbance here is no natural occurrence. Nor is it a coincidence that the two of us should come here in search of those responsible for the disappearances, only to be attacked. But who stands to benefit from the keeping of this secret? Oh, such thoughts must wait. Let us attend to the task at hand, unpleasant though it be.
Do that and stop flying around. Why not people? We're gonna throw them all. Hey. You did it, yay.
Phew.
Touch the crystal. We gotta receive all of our blessings, you know? Now this kind... We can talk all about the crystals and stuff, because that's like a whole ordeal, right? Which goes all the way back to the first Final Fantasy game. Where... essentially, the lore of Final Fantasy in general revolves around crystals. It's not in every single game, but it's definitely the basis of, like, the entire series. It's like the one stream that actually connects games together. In different ways, of course. But how it's used in 14 harks back all the way to the original Final Fantasy. And this particular scene is going to be really important later. Because, the big thing about Eidolon's power, the Echo, right? The thing that makes you, as someone who has the Echo, different from everyone else, is that you've essentially seen a vision of the final days, right? Which is the sole reason Eidolon exists.
A light there once was that shone this realm.
And the imagery invoked by the final days is a meteor shower. And the fact that it is all the way back here in the very first scenes of the game is absolutely crazy to me. Because that only becomes relevant in, like, Endwalker. Is it, or is it Shadow? No, it's somewhere around. No, Shadowbringers first, like the end of Shadow, start of Endwalker. But right now, it means fuck all to us. But what it's doing with, essentially, ARR, we go around and we gather these crystals, right? One of each element. And that is exactly what you do in the very first Final Fantasy game. That is just what you do as the Warrior of Light. And you are called the Warrior of Light in the first game. So all of that, that's where they're drawing that directly from. Which is very cool to me that they start with the concept from the very, very first game. Which not a lot of people have played. I have. I'm one of those crazy people who have played all of them. So essentially, we're being told we have the Echo, we're a Warrior of Light, yada yada yada. Which means we're blessed by Eidolon, yada yada yada. And while that's technically true, it's not 100% actually what's going on. The reason we can, like, one of the reasons we can access the power that we do is because we're asunder as ancient.
Awake again, are we?
But it's essentially the meteor shower is a trigger to awaken the usual powers of an ancient. And that's essentially all an Echo is. It's just the powers you had before you were summoned. Like, and that's why everyone's echo is a little bit different, but they all have one thing in common in that they allow you to gain some insight into the past. Ours, as the Warrior of Light, is a little bit more intense than other people's and actually works a bit better. We can dive a bit deeper into people's thoughts, but it's shown in other people with the echo that they also see visions like we do. It's just we can actually go that little bit further and participate in them much more. Really, it's just a way that the game tells its story. But and it's a really neat way to link the way you're telling the story, in that you need the insight of other people. Otherwise, you're just going to be explaining things over and over again, and you don't want that in a story. So they've tied that to the lore in giving, you know, the Warrior of Light this power of the echo, which means they get to have a little bit of a insight into other people's memories. It's just a power that they have. And some other people have it too, but we have it like to a degree that is higher than others for various lore reasons that become apparent later. And it's also the fact that there are just, you know, certain ancients are just better at that than others. And look, we were part of the convocation of 14. Like, come on. we're one of the more good at stuff people, right? We're not your average Joe, basically. Even back before the Sunder. So it's really interesting how this game will take limitations in how they can tell their story, and instead of just fucking around and doing flashbacks and stuff, they tie their flashbacks to an actual piece of lore that you don't actually learn till halfway through the fucking game. You know, not deeply anyway. And it's just a very cool way to get it done. Look, we are like, as a Zem, we are one of the more good at stuff people. just like you know, Emmett and Hythlodaeus are better at like looking at people's vibes, right? That's something Ishtola can do. Because of various stuff later that happens. It's essentially the same power, just like a lot more tuned down, and the fact that she had to go through a whole ordeal to gain that power and, you know, is blind because of it. But it's the exact same thing that Emmett and Hythlodaeus can do with their, hey, I can detect different ether patterns, right? And again, the fact that that is in the game as early as it is, like in Shadowbringers, and it's not really talked about in the game in regards to Emma and Hythlodaeus until there's like a couple of offhanded comments in Endwalker, because it's like Emma just recognizes you as them essentially. Like, wait, you look like you have a Zem's energy patterns, but less. You must be to do with her. They just recognize us, right? And it's because they have this power, right? They're the only two that do. And that's because of that, right? And it's very cool how early it's brought up to then make you understand that, if you're paying attention, and am a lore fiend like I am, as soon as Emma and Hythlodaeus say stuff like that, you're like, oh, they can see my ether, right? They just can do that. Okay, I didn't know that, but that's cool. But then there's some short stories that they wrote about the trio, the ancient trio of Emma, Zem, and Hythlodaeus. And it's just outright stated in those that they have this thing, and that's why Emmett is given the title of Emmett Shug. That's kind of why he's in the position he's in. because Hythlodaeus was actually asked to seat there first, and he said no. So they went to the other guy who could do it. So it's also why Emmett has a little bit of a complex, because he wasn't the first choice for the role. I know too much shit, I need to stop. But I love how the game will set things up like that, so that if you're paying attention, you get rewarded. You don't have to know all this stuff, but it's very cool to know all this stuff. It rewards me. Elder, right glad am I to see you safely returned. My lads were all grabbing about here in what sounded like all 7 hells breaking loose near the grotto, and I fear I'd sent you to your death. If you were in the middle of that commotion, I hope it yielded something of interest. I'd hate to think you'd risk your life for it. Oh, it really does explain a lot of his character when you know something like that. Yeah. Look, there are reasons that Emmett does everything that he does. He is very particular about what actions he takes, and there is full-blown reasoning behind each one, even if it's not clear. There's a fucking reason. He is just that kind of meticulous person, right? And you can see that, especially in Endwalker, I think, when you see him in the before times, before things really went wrong, right? It's made, just his entire attitude is made really clear that he is a no-nonsense, he'll just get things done. And he resents being in the position that he is. Like, absolutely and completely. A blade pulled from the back of a creature you slew at the cave, eh? Aye, I'd agree that such a knife would be part of any seafaring man's kit. I'm starting to think these ruffians are pirates, come to lure my farmhands back to a life of plunder. Chances are, they didn't take kindly to your appearance on their doorstep, and set a maddened goblin. Aye, the pirates have been adding to their numbers of late. I'd best warn the lads and lasses of my employ to be on guard against their schemes. You met someone else in the grotto? A woman with a strange contraption. Ah, Ishtola. She's been in Limsa Lemensa for a good while now. Her studies of the ether often bring her out to Summerford, so her presence in the grotto is hardly unusual. She's an odd-looking lass, I grant you, but she's not the kind to associate with kidnappers, you may take my word for that. Where trust should be lacking in those yeomen of mine have yet to wholly relinquish their pirate pass. The temptation to return to the free and easy life of a buccaneer may prove too strong to resist. You have my thanks, Halado. If it weren't for the efforts of stalwart adventurers like you, this farm would be in far worse state than it is. Just you keep on lending your talents to those in need, eh? Help bring Limsa the brighter future she deserves. Alrighty, it doesn't really matter which I'm gonna take the ether though, because MP is always washed up. Stalwern is up in arms, as his hired hands are nowhere to be found. That sea sloth Sevrin and his lot never around when there's work to be done. I'd sooner hire you for the sake of getting things done, but the rapscallions would never learn. Round them up and let them know what Stalwyn would like a word, and don't take no for an answer. But yeah, I like that we're like 2 hours into the game and I can already talk about crystal lore and Endwalker. It's the best. Because again, like I'm forever like telling people, oh wait, there's people around. I gotta go find people. God dang it. I think he's over here. I'm forever telling people that, because I bring a lot of people to this game because I'm a ridiculous human. And I'm like, play this game with me, it's very good, there's a great story, come. And they do. And they're like, can I just like go through the story quick? I'm like, no, you have to start at the very beginning and you have to pay attention the whole way through. Because you get to like the you get to like the 4th expansion and then you're rewarded. And they're like, what? I was like, yes, just listen to me. Because the stuff in ARR is brought back like many expansions later, and it all comes full circle, and it's really satisfying, and you gotta do it. You gotta pay attention. Don't not pay attention to all the silly quests you're doing before level 50, you know? Because I get it, it is a lot, and it seems like it's not relevant and it means absolutely nothing. Even the cutscenes with Heidelin and stuff, it doesn't really seem important, but it's like, no, trust, like, it's so good. It all, like, means something. Because again, the very, very, very first cutscene you see, the first words you hear are hear, think, feel, and then you see a orb, like an orange orb, and it brings to mind like the final dates. That's what's happening. It's like the point just before the echo is like manifesting in you, right? Because it hasn't quite done that yet. And but like it's this bridging point of it's about to, and then you go and do this stuff, and then you get the scene that you just got where it actually manifests, and you gain the echo. And the fact that it's there in its final form already, like they planned this out, like you can tell they planned it out. It's crazy how far in advance they planned it out. I can't plan my stories out this far. They're fucking amazing writers. Work? Ha! Can't work when me hands are full lifting this mug. You know, I'd wager me last skill you'd never guess what I'm drinking. Is it wine? Well, you're right about the swill part. I reckon it might be worth a day of doing someone's chores if it'll afford me a taste of proper grog. But yeah, it's just like, it always impresses me how much I start noticing every time I replay the game. There's always something new to notice. Because I actually had kind of forgotten that you get like a precursor to the meteors in the very, very first cutscene of the entire game. I'm like, oh shit, we're already getting cool shit. And look, we're just reached level 10 and it's already like we're chatting with Heidelin, who's obviously extremely important in lore, but then where is this person? Am I blind? I might be out the front gate. I swear if they're just out the front gate I'm gonna be fucking annoyed. They're just out the fucking front gate. How am I supposed to work on an empty stomach? Go on, have a guess what I had for breakfast. Was it bread? What? Oh, it's how'd you know? It's my breath, ain't it? It probably smells as wooden as the food tasted. But I know why you're here. I'd just soon get some real food in me, but I ain't one to reject a summons from the But I do love that we have like important scene with Heidelin unlocking Echo, and then we're back to like doing chores for Pirate. Like it's fine, don't worry about it. That's a later you problem. axes were made for splitting skulls, not stomp. You know what I did in my sailing days? Wanton slaughter? You bet your beard I did, lad! Aye, those were the days. I reckon now I'd have to be satisfied taking my axe to the trees. Always nice to meet a friendly murderer. It's fine, don't worry about it. Oh, are they gonna be like down in the thing? I swear to God. Oh no, wait, it's Sevrin. I'm Sevrin. You the old man's errand boy now? Tell my dear old captain not to wet his breeches, I'll be along. Oh, and just so we're clear, I don't care for landlubbers. Go find the chocobo you rode in on and ride on out. Look, I would find my chocobo if I had one. He's rubbing it in now. The arse hat that he is. Where is this person? They under the bridge. Where are they up there? Here we go. So Sevrin sent you. And what do you reckon I say to that? I've saucier seeds to sow. Damn right. Didn't get where I am by taking guff from any glorified gardeners, but I suppose I could see what he wants to get him off my back. Oh, well, we're in the water now. Fuck. How do we get out of it? Not well. Oh my god. No. Come on, there you go. Trying to make my little Lala legs jump. Jesus. We have to like escape Summerford because we have to go back and do our job first. Oh wait, I did not attune to the Aetherite. Let's attune to the Aetherite before I forget again. I got this entire lecture about attuning to Aetherites, and what do? Forget to fucking attune to the fucking Aetherite. This is gonna become, like, a thing. You continue to impress, lad. All but Sevrin are accounted for. Of course, because he's a dick, he's not gonna come along. It's no fault of yours he squirmed out. I've let that worm wriggle through my fingers more times than I can count. But rest assured, the next time I see him, I'll put him squarely in the dirt where all such worms belong. Double dealing. Stelwyn worries his sack of oranges will not reach the Lathagran checkpoint as planned. Pains me to say, but all the gil in the world can't buy loyalty. There are some, like you, who can be trusted, but then there are others. Until now, I've had no choice but to rely on that charlatan Sevrin, even though I am full aware he's been doing shady deals behind my back. More than once I've heard tell of improper trading with goblins. I wouldn't be the least surprised if that were happening right now. Not a bell ago, a sack of oranges vanished, as did Sevrin. I want you to find and confront the bastard for me, Halado. I'm sure there's wrongdoing afoot, so be sure to doubt anything that comes out of his mouth. If we get to go emote Sevrin, let's go. I can't wait. I get to be this little Lala being like, no big guy. I'm doubting everything out of your mouth. You're being a dick. Because, like, spoilers, Sevrin turns out to be a dick. Like, he's a sneaky guy. Because, you know, we're surrounding ourselves with pirates and sneaky people. We're in Limsa, like, someone has to betray someone, right? Like, those are the rules of the setting. Yeah, exactly. I could get my Lala murder on, you know? That would be fine. Bloody hells, I'm up the straight without a paddle. Alright, that's right, we have to doubt him. We can now click the doubt button now, thank God. We are 100%. We are exactly the right height for the kneecap. Look at that. Look at him, he has to look so far down at us. Oh my God. What's this now? Stelwyn sent you for the oranges. So the old bugger had known all this time. What does it matter anyway? Listen, you're one of those goody-goody adventurer types, right? Go rescue me mates from those double-dealing goblins. They're just over there, yonder, by the bonfire. Yeah, well, I mean, we are... Oh, we gotta kill some lambs first. This is more important. I see targets, they must die. That's how this works. Gotta help them all up. Poor guys. I owe you one. Would have got away myself if not for Sevrin shoving me aside. Yeah, oh my God. If you hadn't come, my dodo would have been cooked. Cooked dodo. Sevrin sent you? Ha! The way he flew out of here, I was sure he'd sold us down the river. Yeah, well, I mean, I caught him red-handed, so... You saved me, mates, and for that I owe you. Suppose I should be ashamed I couldn't clean up my own mess. But a pirate knows no shame. I've no qualms about going back on my word. I'm only giving you this sack because I like the cut of your jib. Take it to a sign and send him my regard. He's such a cunt. Off you go, take them to the checkpoint. You can do it, Shalado. Run. Run as fast as your little Lala legs can carry you. Okay, perfect. What have we here? A delivery from Summerford Farms, and as scheduled? Ha! That's the first time for everything. Here's your sack of oranges. They're important. Make sure no one gets scurvy. Well, look at that, not a single one missing either. About the only things not here are those bagmen. I don't miss them one bit. Here's Stelwyn's payment in full. With you, I can trust it'll reach him. I like that this game doesn't have, like... Basically, everyone doesn't like the pirate. They're like, pirates are not trustworthy, even though half the city is pirates, or ex-pirates. It kind of, like, has the same... I think what they're going for is, like ex-convict vibe, you know? And as an Australian, I sort of understand this, right? So, like, there was a time in our history where this is exactly how people were, like, treated because they used to be convicts, right? They were here and they came here and they, like, farmed and stuff. They were given land and they, you know, were productive members of society. But because they were known to be, like, ex-convicts, they get treated like this by, like, everyone else. And there wasn't that many other people, but, like, there eventually became more and more people that weren't convicts. So it was, like, a whole ordeal. And this is the exact same vibe. They are using pirates here in the place of, like, convicts, you know, like ex-prisoners, that kind of deal, right? Which is kind of cool. You don't see that discussion much, really. But it is it's the same thing, right? Like, they used to kind of be kind of iffy people who did some morally questionable things in their past, but right now they're just trying to make a life for themselves outside of that. But they come up against these barriers and also just people. So, like, they're cops, right? They're the Yellow Jackets of the cops. So they already have a bad impression of them and they're just expected to fuck up at all times. And it's like, yeah, but, like, they're doing fine. They're like making oranges for you, my guy. Like, holy shit. Give them half a chance instead of, like, jumping to conclusions. I mean, in fairness, fuck Sevrin. But everyone else, though, like, they're trying their damn hardest. You know, you have that guy who used to slaughter people, and now he's not slaughtering people, he's just chopping down trees. Give that guy a break, man. Back in one piece. That's a relief. How did you fare, Halado? Look, I got your sack of gil. They really don't like your men, though. Ah, this is what I was aiming for. Looks to be all I was owed, alright. Though I'd be telling you false if I claimed I'd not held out more hope for Sevrin. I was even willing to overlook the skimming off the top, but had to sell us all short in favour of those godforsaken goblins. You'll do well to mind yourself around that 2-gil cheat. If he'd leave his own mates for dead, there's no telling what he'd do to you. Alrighty. Let's get us a new oh, we're gonna get a new thing. Let's see how terrible it looks. Oh, we have to get rid of our hat for it. I'm so sad. That's right, our hat will be there after. I'm actually kind of really sad now. Okay, that needs to go. Oh, wait. I'm running away from it. Low maintenance. Gerkant seeks fertile soil to improve the yields of his newly ploughed field. Blast, at this rate the crops will never be ready for harvest. If only we had blackthorn. Just a bit could send our stalks soaring. I'd bet a Rottweilder knows where you might find some. Perhaps you might pay her a visit in the auction. Let's go find her. Go do my fucking job quest. I'm so annoyed. I'll have to wait till the story takes me there. Because it won't be too long, because, like, Sastasha is right there, so... That Gherkin's got a head of cabbage if he thinks I'm fetching him any blackloam. If you dare to pinch some from the cookpot, then be my guest. Just mind you don't get trampled upon by the orcs that dwell there. Once you've 3 bushels worth, take the blackloam to Prowler's Rest. He'll know what to do. Alrighty, let's go. Let's cross the bridge. Oh no, don't! Uncle. Don't. Well, I guess some of them got targets on their head. Let's go. Oops. Let's try and not get their attention. Need 3 blackloam. Let's try and sneak. Since we're still in level range. Oh, god damn it. Where'd all the others? Oh, I can avoid this one. Like, I know people talk about how the start of AIR is like really slow and stuff. I don't mind it too much. Like, each of the starting cities has like their own little quest line, and they're all kind of interesting to a degree. They definitely set up the setting, which I feel is what you want when you're starting to play a game. Even the weeds wither and die in this desolate dirt. But a bit of this black loam ought to change all that. I haven't seen any in ages. Gathering black loams, not for the weak of will, nor the weak of stomach, eh? Oh, don't tell me Gurkhan and Rotwilder neglected to mention where black loam comes from. Well, surely you figured it out on your own from the cloying stench. It comes from the Oryx lair of all places. Well, why dwell on who misled whom about what? What matters is that your efforts have brought us the black loam, and we can expect a bountiful harvest as a result. Thank you. That would be the one. Plowshares to swords. Very well. Needs stolen farm tools recovered. Confounded pirates. They know nothing of tillin', only killin', stealing our shovels to melt and forge into axes of all things. They're biting the hand that feeds them, the mangy mongrels. I'd love to teach those curs a lesson in obedience myself if I hadn't sworn to Sevrin that I wouldn't fight no more. So I need you to bring back our farm tools and make sure those dogs reap what they've sown. My headcanon is that he is like, he would just end up like, he'd be like, go all like barbarian mode on them if he was even allowed to fight even a little bit. So he either has to completely fight and slaughter everything around him, or no fighting. Which is why we have to do it. Because people are like, why do we have to help the pirates? And it's like, well, because they have their own issues, man. Like, they have their own lives and their own issues. And there's a lot going on with them that I don't think anyone is privy to. Alrighty. Here we got the stolen goods. Don't worry, my guy. You can stay your new peaceful self. Don't worry. I wonder what those sea dogs will try and steal when there's no harvest. Good to see the tools back and in serviceable condition. Which will be more than we can say of Sevrin when we get our hands on him. The wretch likely had a role in the theft. Spied him meeting the pirates in secret, I did. I couldn't care less if the rascal won't work, but when he consorts with cut purses that take our tools away, he's crossed the line. Sevrin ought to know what sort of scallywag he's dealing with. Take a word to him, would you? And then maybe we'll be able to go to Teleport soon. I think I'll just finish up this, like, the quest line in some bit. Then we should be able to make it. Pirates making off with our tools? Farewell did well not to take matters into his own hand. Last thing I need is blood on my thoughts. But I'll be damned if Sevrin thinks he can take us for fools. His treachery won't go unpunished. Right. Oh, it is an upgrade. It is an upgrade, so we grab it. I've come to expect a great deal from you, and you've never once let me down. Yet, what I'd ask of you now goes beyond aught I've asked before. Would you hear my plea all the same? Just dessert. Stalwin has reason to believe that Severin's up to it. Something must be done. Yeah, he's a fucking cunt, we know this. It has been well established. It eases my mind to have your ear. You're no doubt familiar with the scoundrel with that scoundrel Sevrin by now. Well, the scheming scapegrace is at it again. Since that letter came for him, he's been skulking about in that manner he does when he's up to no good. Now he's rounded up his rogues and buggered off with nary word to anyone. I've grown accustomed to his insolence, but something tells me this is different. It ain't exactly damning, but when last I had words with him, he didn't look defiant so much as hunted. I can't help thinking he's gone looking for trouble and found more than he wanted. So I was hoping you might hunt his sorry hide down and drag it back here before it's too late. The ungrateful little cur bites me every chance he gets, but I can't quite bring myself to cut him loose. I suppose he reminds me a bit of my younger self. Suffice it to say, I'd rather he didn't come to a sticky end. As for how to find him, I'd try asking Brynwilda at the Etherite. She was the last one to see him. I dare say she'll be able to tell you where he was headed. To the Etherite. That's where we got told to go, wasn't it? You need to go there. Nothing that passes through those gates escapes my notice. I saw the rouser and his rebels set out for Word Whisper Canyon not long ago, singing about drinking themselves stupider. Cheeky sods said I should join them. Told them I'd rather shrivel up than sip whatever it was they had pickled their brains. If you find the idle swine, be sure to give them a cuff round the ear from me, will you? I like her, she's great. That is the exact right attitude when dealing with this fucker. I will gladly give him a cuff round the ear, or more. Oh, I could, ask him to, bend down to my level first, obviously, and then get my scholar book, and, you know? I'm not a scholar, that's my arcanist book. My grimoire. But, you know, unfortunately, the first requirement is he has to bend down to my level, and I don't think he'll do that. Because, again, he's a dick. Is that why Lalas have to be so cute, to convince people to do what you want? You just be cute at them, and then they just feel like they have to? Is that what I have to do? Is that how this works? Of all the dirty, deceitful, downright dastardly deeds that slippery bastards done, claiming to take the lads out for a drink only to lead us straight into a bloody trap. It don't get no lower than that. Of course, I've learned to stay a step ahead of old Sevrin, so I was ready. But the others weren't so lucky. You've got to help them. Yeah, look, he's such a cunt, oh my god. This is not how you treat your friends, even just people you work with, you know? You save the idiots that feel like they can trust Sevrin out of all people. Jeez. You'd think that they would just cut him loose eventually. My axe may as well have been a white flag for all what it did. Hope you fared better when the sorry bastards are done for. Yeah, I don't know which way my Lala is gonna go. I think, I don't think he's quite the shanking kind, but he might turn into the shanking kind. I'm not sure yet. it's probably gonna depend on exactly how he gets treated. I think it's gonna, like, try the nice way first. Try and charisma his way out of things. But if that doesn't work, then obviously we need to shank people. Sevrin might have got us into this mess, but I ain't about to let him give his life for us. I'd sooner bow to a fish back than be in the conniving bastard's debt. Arms! True knave, you betray even yourself. That fucking idiot. We were prepared to overlook the matter of your desertion on the condition that you provided us with suitable replacements. That was the agreement. Yet your latest change of heart leaves your debt to us unpaid. Who are they who betray the serpent reavers twice? He will not do so a third time. Oh, I'm so threatening. Look at me go. Cowering behind your protector will only delay the inevitable. Honorless wretch, your life is all you have left. And worthless though it may be, we shall take it. O mournful voice of creation, grant ye this humble stone a soul that it may wake. Hey look! Good old creation magic! You know, like the thing that the ancients are really good at. It's already here! We're what? Before level 15 and we've already seen creation magic in the game. Like, we have no idea that that's what it is at this point in time. But that is what it is. Again, I just love how early all of these concepts have been here for. It's very cool. Here we go. We got the little golem. We get our first little sight of an Ascian. That the golem could be vanquished. And I'm pretty sure this is Lala. And feel free to correct me if I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure that he's like just the one that shows up all the time in AR. And it makes a lot of sense if it is, because obviously the ones we come across in AR are they're real good at the creation magics, and Lala is literally in charge of that entire thing, right? His life's work before the Sundering and everything, his life's work was like managing the creations that were too strong and dangerous for stuff, and studying them. That's what he did. That's what he's literally in charge of as Lala. So I like the some of the first times we see him, it's him doing his jam, which is creating monsters. You know, creating dangerous monsters. And like, obviously, like, pretty much all Ascians can all ancients can do this to a degree, like creation magic is just their jam, is that Lahabrea is particularly good at. Like, he is just the guy who knows how to do this really well. And then that man is no ordinary adventure. The snake slithered away. I'm only glad he did not have the chance to sink his fangs more deeply into you. We echo time. Those pirates do not belong to any of the known Lumincian factions. Whom then do they serve? The beast tribes? Surely not. The timing of their appearance coincides too neatly with the recent surge in sarcasm. Something is afoot. The question is, what? Could it be that the tribes are planning to summon their primals? 12 helpless, if it should prove so. Limsa would be hard-pressed to keep a second primal at bay, let alone 2. But all is yet speculation. I must needs find evidence. The seas continue to rise, while the lesser moon continues to fall. Ilm by ilm, the world becomes ever more loud. It is as Louis Suave. The coming of chaos has rendered the laws of nature mutable, blurring the boundary between the material and ethereal planes. Little now stands between us. But they are not here yet. Though time be against us, hope shall ever rise. Never did the creed of Shalado true. Never did I dream that I would possess the means to see ether. Yet now that I do begin to take it for granted. How swiftly do the wonders of being commonplace. I'm just gonna point this out and be like, foreshadowing. Y'shtola is the only character we see in the entire game talk about how much she enjoys the ability to see ether. And then Shadowbringers happens. And now, that's just the only way she can see. I just like these little tiny things here and there. I don't know exactly how planned it is. Not all of it was. And I don't think something like this was. I think it was just a good idea. It's one of those things where you start making up shit and you look at stuff that you've written beforehand and you go, no, we should make it be Stola because of her saying this one line back in AR. Because that would also be cool. It would be a cool callback and it would fit nicely, and you just put puzzle pieces together like years later. That feels like it's more what it is, but I do like that it's here. It's great. Yeah, have you come for the festivities? Today, the Maelstrom officially makes the Great Hole in the Sea its training ground. Join in the celebrations. Wait, a disturbance in the etheric flow. But whence does it emanate? See some grotto, perhaps? What have we here? Can you walk? As I regrettably know, he eluded me. Understood. I will inform the Commodore. You collapsed from your exertions. Are you suitably recovered? The Sevrin here has apprised me of all that transpired. His account sheds some light upon how you came to be attacked by a golem, of all things. A golem is a mindless automaton, inert save when commanded to be otherwise. Common pirates could not hope to control such a thing, so arcane are its workings. But then these tattooed wrenches are no common pirates, they are the minions of the Sarg. As to their purpose, well, I shall get to the bottom of it. But first I must escort Sevrin back to his place of employment. I dare say Stelwyn will be wondering what has become of him. And you too, for that matter. I will bear word to him for your preservation, but I am certain he would like to thank you in person. Pray pay the man a visit. Ah, told me of you, but perchance he did not tell you of me. My name is Stola. I am a naturalist of sorts, surveying the ether in hope that it may offer up some clue as to... I'd say I owed you my life, but that don't cover it. If it weren't for you, my friends would be dead and all. It is a debt I can never repay. But I'll not make things worse by running. Take me to Summerford Farm and I'll face the consequences. Oh, it's the only good thing you do, Sevrin. Taking responsibility like a man. Good job. The reasons I cannot fathom, you see. Forgive me. Mayhap we shall have a chance to speak again when I have marshalled my thoughts. Until our paths next cross. Farewell. Alright, let's go. All the way back to the bloody farms. Again, I ask, where be my chocobo? And I'm just glad that Jog exists. I remember having to walk all the way back every fucking time, and it drove me absolutely mad. It takes about half the time now, which is so good. So fucking good. It's like, so the previous MMO I played before before Final Fantasy XIV was Guild Wars 2. And in Guild Wars 2, you can just make yourself be zoomy all the time, right? You have to kind of, there's a thing you gotta do to do it. But you can just like run, you know? And so having 14 not let you do that for the longest time drove me absolutely batty. So at least with this jog function now, it's kind of okay. It's very tolerant in comparison. I'm still not getting over the little Lala run. That's never happening. Lo, I knew you'd return. Ishtola delivered Sevrin a bit ago. Tales of your heroic deeds besiege you. The rest came shuffling back too, the lot of them sporting the same haunted expression. Me who's to blame for that, and the rest. I was once a serpent reaver. A thrall to the Sarkin, 7 elves. Reavers may look and sound and act like pirates, but they're naught but the fishback's flunkies. Us pirates ain't much for laws, but there's things we won't do. We've got a code, see, but the Reavers never followed a word of it. A few years back, they started snatching law-abiding Laurentians. I'd only just taken my oath when our captain bent the knee to his new Sargon masters. I knew I had to get away. So I crept off one night, got myself a new name and found myself a new home, Summerford Farms. Trouble is, secrets don't stay secret for long round here, and word soon spread, all the way back to the sea. The penalty for desertion is death. But the Reavers offered me a way out instead. My freedom in exchange for my mates. The letter... I don't know what I was thinking. I wasn't bloody thinking. Too busy soiling myself. Aye. We got there in the end, didn't you? When the time came, you made the right decision. The men say little to me, but I hear them talk of how you stood up to the Reavers at last, of how you tried to give your life to save theirs. Be that as it may, no deed, however good, can atone for the crime of betrayal. I know that, I do. That's why I'm going to hand myself over to the Yellow Jackets. I'll bring shame to the farm no more. You'll hear no arguments from me. Each man must sail according to his own moral compass. I just hope yours guides you back here someday. There will always be a place for you at Summerford Farms, lad. And I'll always be in your debt, Star. Oh, look at that. He's not so much a dick anymore. He made some, some character development. I owe you a debt too, Shalado. Not once have you let me down. Thank you for saving the men. If I could ask one more favor of you, it'd be this. Tell Betaron what happened. From start to finish, I'm certain he'll put in a good word for Sevrin. He knew the whole story. And he's one of the few people I know who the Yellow Jackets listen to. Well, I reckon I've asked all I can possibly ask of you. Safe travel, son. Bloody hells, life on the farm ain't quite how I pictured it. But you needn't worry yourself over the Yellow Jacket ends. Put out the punishment is a good mate of mine. If I ask him nice, I reckon he'd be willing to commute the lad's sentence from Angan to Gilhorn. Kindly gent that is. I'm only just in a year. I see he's treated. Now, it sounds to me like you've done everything Old Stalwin asked, and oh yeah, and you're more just justifying me generous finder's fee in the process. Much obliged, lad. As for a reward, well, she's a lonely lady, this drowning wench of mine. How do you fancy keeping her company for a spell with free room and board? Venturing's a tiring business after all. Them as don't rest their bones every now and again tend to end up with broken. Take that from me, fighting ain't nearly so much fun when you're nursing a shattered arm. Got that? Good. There'll always be a free bed for you, so make use of it. Now we can stay in the inn. Not that you'd have much time for laying around. What, with all the leaves you'd be doing? Oh, didn't I mention? I'm putting your name down for leaves. Levies. Okay, levies? I don't know. Our guild draws a manner of clients offering all manner of odd jobs. Honestly, you'd be amazed how much folk will pay to avoid doing our days. Just give Trocky a shout whenever you feel like making a few extra gil. She'll always have some tasks or other for you to do. Oh, and it's all above board in case you're wondering. We're careful to stay on the animals' right side here. Unlike some pirates like Hood mentioned, I tell ye, if it turns out they had aught to do with them kidnappings, there'll be 7 hells to pay, proper bleeding reckoning. Mayhap that's what Limsa needs though. On rough seas, sometimes you have to work the boat to right it. But we have time for such talk when you're well and rested. Till then, enjoy the wench's hospitality.